Back here to go over the latest episode of Divorce Sistas. This is episode 5. This show is fantastic. I love it. So we left off with Naomi being in jail for throwing a coffee on her ex-husband's new wife. So Geneva, Tiffany, and Javon are at the jail waiting on Naomi. And, Rashida went home with her husband. So that's what happened last episode. So Tiffany is still really much into Javon. Of course, we know he's just using her to make Geneva jealous. I feel like they're dragging this on too long. Like, how long are we going to have to look at Geneva cutting eyes and making little snide remarks and all this stuff when Tiffany is clueless, don't know what's going on? I just really hope that Tiffany finds someone else to talk to. I feel like she's a little thirsty for Javon. Like, girl, I understand it's been a while since you were dating and he's attractive to you, has a nice conversation, he's a gentleman and all that, but she's just way too into him. Oh my God, he's so fine. Oh, he smells so good. And then had the nerve to tell Geneva, I'm not trying to marry him or anything, but we can't tell. Damn. I mean, I've had crushes and stuff, but it's like, girl, and since we know the situation between him and Geneva, or what he did have with him and Geneva, it's just sad. I hope Tiffany don't get her heart broken, be all into this man when he's just really using her as a tool, right? So Rashida's not answering her phone. Nobody can get in touch with her since last night when they left the jail. So his name is Jefferson, my bad, Rashida's husband. They're disrespectful. I can't stand their kids. I'm sorry. They're way too grown, got way too much mouth for me. But she's like, well, where's mom? The guest bed hasn't been slept in. Your side bed hadn't been slept in. Like, you are really in their business. You could have just asked, hey, where's mom? I haven't seen her. You breaking it down to, well, she hasn't slept here. She hasn't slept here. And look at you. You saying this instead of, accused him of telling a half lie, which she was right in that context, but as a child, it's like there's certain topics you need to chill on, or at least watch how you say it. So he was too busy on the phone texting and kind of just dismissed her, right? Told her to get ready for school. The son came in there asking for money. He gets on my nerves too. Both of them kids get on my freaking nerves. So we're going to get back to that. I'm kind of trying to go in order. Got my little notes here. So Bridget and her boyfriend, who she treats like a son, she's getting ready to go to work. He's in the bed chilling, and dude that he worked for a day comes busting in, talking about some heat. Where's my key? I know he has my key. They end up getting into it, and we see a side of Vaughn where he's usually this playful comedian type, trying to be funny or whatever, beating the crap out of this dude. And the guy ends up looking all scared and afraid, even though he was the one coming in there. But if I'm not mistaken, Vaughn threw the first punch. And Vaughn was like, this get him out of my house. And she's like, this ain't your house. Like, the way she talks is, I understand he acts childish, but you act like his mama at the same time too. It's almost uncomfortable to watch. Because when she was talking to her friend, she was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that boy. Like, that's something you would say about your son when he doesn't take the trash out for the 3rd time in a row. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that boy. Then, last episode, she was like, come on, boy, let's go. Like, do you even get aroused when it's time to be intimate with someone that you treat like a child? Because if I have to talk to you like you're my child, we can't do anything sexual. I just can't go there. If you're like a kid to me, you see what I'm saying? He's trying to get his internet thing off the ground. I think he's trying to drop a site, but he's 30, right? And I'm assuming she's early 40s or 40. He's old enough to know that while you are pursuing what you really want to do, you still have to have a job. You still have to pay bills. You still have to, if you don't work, you don't eat. I mean, it's like you can't you can do that as a teenager. When you're 14, 15, all you got to do is go to school and you can work on your hobby. But when you're 30, honey, you have to work. So, but I don't know why I haven't seen a lovable moment between them really since the show started. It's just her going off, him being offended because he didn't introduce him as her boyfriend at the church function. Like, I'm starting to think he's just there because he needs a place to stay. So while leaving Naomi's home, I think it was, so Geneva, again, who is a gluttony for punishment, watches Tiffany and Javon interact. Javon's like, well, let's go out tonight and ask for a number. And when he asks for a number, Tiffany is not facing Geneva, but he is. So he's giving her these smirks and stuff. And it's like, you are a low down, dirty asshole because this woman is really feeling you. At first, I was starting to think he was liking her for real when they were at the church, the banquet, because they were talking and all that. But when he gave Geneva that smirk, that just let me know, nah, he's just using her to hurt Geneva. And it's crazy because later on in this episode, Geneva, he's on the phone with her talking about, well, if you don't want me to go on a date with her, I won't, blah, blah, blah. But she can't concentrate on him because she's watching her husband talk to this lady. He gave her a sunflower or something. Now, that interaction to me looked really friendly. It didn't look inappropriate. And I don't feel like he would be that open with a side chick at his daughter's school where teachers that know him and her, like, it seemed pretty innocent. But it's like 1 minute you're jealous of your ex-side dude, then the next minute you're mad because you think your husband's cheating. You're all over the place, and like I said before, I hope he is cheating on you because you're still having contact with Javon. You could have been cut that off and been like, look, we had an affair a few years ago. We need to just cut that off. Don't call me. I'm gonna block you. Whatever. Blah blah blah. Like, but you still on the phone with him. So hey, whatever William is doing, that's Geneva's husband. It's what he's doing. That's how I feel about that. So the girls are over at Naomi's house. Her house still look a mess from when the feds or police, whoever, ran up in there and seized her stuff. Now, some of that stuff she could pick up herself. Like, there was literally a chair turned over. You could pick that up. I could see if there was glass everywhere. You could pick the glass up too, but I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to have the house look kind of presentable, you could have picked the chair up. But anyway, the part where Geneva was like, what you did, that was just wrong. And Naomi, she kind of was like, I mean, I guess, like, that's how she was looking. It was so funny because it's like, girl, you threw a hot ass pot of coffee on this girl. You just over here like, and went to jail, and you just over here like, that was funny. Like, if you watch that scene again, because I was in my living room cackling. You understand me? Because Naomi was like, anyway, I do not care. So Naomi and Bridget kind of get into a little bit heated discussion because she was like, you over there trying to take care of your boyfriend. You can't even take care of yourself, which is true. And she kind of, Bridget to me was a little like, girl, the woman just got out of jail. Her stuff got seized. Be a little easy with these questions. Like Bridget looks, the way she dresses and how she looks like she's always on her way, like, to the office. Even on a regular day when there's nothing going on. Like, do you have to dress, like, I understand you work at the church, but I don't know. And then the way she acts with her boyfriend, it's like, do you have like a control thing going on? Like, is that your personality? Meanwhile, we still haven't seen Rashida because I'm like, where is Rashida? She's been gone this whole episode. So we get to a scene where, and I'm like, Javon is really messy. William, I forgot who called who. Javon calls William and he's asking him, hey, how about You, me, Geneva, and Tiffany go on a double date. William was like, no, I'm going to let you handle that. You know, you getting back out into the dating field because he don't know nothing. Now, when I was on Twitter, there were a few people saying they think William does know and it's just kind of being petty and playing along with it by introducing Tiffany to Javon. And I would actually love it if he did know about it. That would be a really good twist. Even if I saw it coming, it would still be a good twist to the story, right? But yeah, so Javon really wants to rub it in Geneva's face that he's with this woman. Something tells me that I feel like Tiffany is gonna feel slighted, and she just gonna go off on Javon, like seriously hurt him, because you know she's divorced, and I think she's paying her ex-husband alimony. So it's like you're already having to pay a man however much money a month, and she makes $500K a year, so she's dishing out more than $200-300 a month. She hasn't dated in a while, and she's so caught up into Javon right now. I feel like she's gonna fall for him. She's either going to find out about him and Geneva's past together, or she's going to find out he's just being fake, whether involves Geneva or not. And I feel like she's going to go crazy on Javon. Because Tiffany is, right now, she's the friend. She's kind of like the peacemaker, the voice of reason. That's what she gives me in the friend group. Calm. Not quick to anger, but people like that, when they do get angry, it gets serious. And I think that's coming. So the kids go outside to catch the bus. And we see, at last, Rashida still sitting in the car from last night. So the daughter's like, Mom, what's going on? Are you still wearing it from last night? And she basically told him to get the hell on, go on the bus, in so many words. Listen, when I saw that, I'm like, this girl, because you know, last episode, the last scene was, he didn't open the door for me. And she stayed in that car all night. Like, she was serious about that door. So he comes out on his way to work. And this lets you know how totally disconnected he is from her emotionally. How do you not notice your wife not in the house all night long? Like, if you were really emotionally connected to her, laying in bed and noticing she's not in bed would have set an alarm off like, well, where's my wife at? You went to bed, went to sleep, woke up, ate breakfast, drank coffee, read the paper. You did all that and didn't know that your wife wasn't in the house until you stepped outside. So they're going back and forth, right? Now, let me rewind. Remember that scene when he was too busy on the phone and his daughter was being smart? It was either his daughter or his son. And you heard Myron, he was like, I'm paraphrasing, like, well, you know, no, I think Jeff was like, I'll call you when I get in the car, right? I actually didn't get that the first time I watched it, but I got it the second time. So him and Rashida are outside arguing about, she's like, you know, it's more than just a car. Like, this just lets me know you just not involved. Woo, woo, woo. His phone is ringing and she's like, just answer the damn phone. Took the phone and we hear Myron. I wrote it down because I want to make sure I got this part correct. What did Myron say? He said, are you in the car, babe? Can you talk? I think it was last episode when they were in the car after, you know, the whole Naomi thing with the coffee. And she was like, she hinted like, yeah, Myron, he couldn't even pay his wife no attention. He was too busy looking at you. We see it, and I have to eat my words because remember on my last review, I was like, I don't see Devon Franklin, because Devon Franklin, you know, he's a real life minister. You know how church people are with the homosexual stuff. I said, I don't see him playing that role. Well, I was wrong, honey, because he sure is DL in this one. With Myron's non-acting behind. Myron can't act to me. Maybe because he hasn't said enough words. He doesn't talk much. But even his facial expressions are kind of like, it's giving, is this your first acting gig? No disrespect. That's just my opinion. I cannot wait to this episode. Now, there's people that I've seen online that are like that. Tyler just need to just release all the episodes at once. It's like, no, this is just like old school back in the day where you have to wait for that day for it to come on. At least with streaming, you can watch it whenever. It's not like back in the day where it came on at 8 o'clock Wednesday night. You didn't see it, you just missed it, had to catch it on a rerun. So I like this one episode a week thing. But shout out to my 152 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well who are not subscribed. But you know you can by hitting that button for me. Trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of this year, okay? Let me know in the comments what you think about this latest episode. He is bringing it. Ah! And that's my cue to log off. See y'all next time.